have any regrets about how it was rolled out? I mean, it was supposed to be something that you thought would help raise money for the city, and instead you have people who are really angry.
Look, I continue to believe that the pied-a-terre surcharge will raise $500 million on an annual basis.
First came the tax, now comes the backlash.
New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani extending the deadline to appeal his new pied-a-terre tax after a botched rollout left 17,000 property owners scrambling.
Billionaire investor Bill Ackman warning that this is actually going to backfire and likely reduce overall New York City tax revenues, writing on X, quote, "The value of all NYC residential real estate is going to decline. This will lead to substantially reduced assessed values and lower overall real estate tax collections. And all of the above is before considering capital flight as more wealthy New Yorkers leave."
Joining us now, New York comptroller candidate Joseph Hernandez. Welcome to the show. He said it. He believes that he can fund this $500 million budget gap with his pied-a-terre tax. He didn't say he knows it will, that he guarantees it will, that there's no doubt in his mind. Is this just a gimmick to pretend and communicate to the public that he's going to close the gap?
Yeah, absolutely. I think his own comptroller, the city comptroller, articulated the risk associated with this assumption. The other thing Bill doesn't talk about here is this issue of transfer taxation. So when you buy a property, there are two additional taxes that are charged. One is called the transfer tax, and the other one is called the mansion tax. Both of those generate significant amount of revenues to the city. Just on transfer alone, we generate about $2 billion a year. On the mansion tax, about $400 million a year that goes to the MTA, which is another black box that we need to, at some point, talk about. But so you're talking about $2.4 billion in revenues that are volume-based. These are when you do more transactions, the city gets more money. Having this tax, this pied-a-terre tax, effectively halts the transaction volume. So that is also impacted. The reality is this is going to have a significant impact, not only long-term on the value of the properties, but also on this transfer taxation, which is a very important source of revenue for the city. And by the way, the city collects $40 billion in real estate taxes. It's 50% of the revenues. This is our golden goose. We kill this, we're in a lot of trouble.
And let me ask you a quick follow-up there, because what ends up happening, and realtors are saying they're seeing this, you do the witch hunt with the Excel sheet where you're doxing people. They decide that they want to leave. They sell properties. Values go down. People who do want to come to the city lower their threshold because they don't want to get caught in this spider web of what's happening. And ultimately, you don't end up collecting the revenue that you promised you would. What you actually end up doing is driving the wealth out, and that really is ultimately the goal. He wants people to leave.
Well, I think you're seeing that already. Capital flight is occurring at an astronomical level. And by the way, our budget is $126 billion. This is one of the largest budgets in the nation of any city. We have an expenditure, and by the way, these are all fixed costs. These are not things you can ratchet back easily. So we have this revenue need, and we're driving the tax base out at an astronomical rate. This is not sustainable. We have a significant debt obligation as a city. This is an issue that is going to come to fruition in a very negative way in a not too distant future. And I blame the governor for allowing this. I blame Kathy Hochul. I blame the state comptroller, Tom DiNapoli, for allowing this. Tom DiNapoli is supposed to be the last gate, the logical person in the room, the adult in the room, and we're allowing this to occur. This is insane.
All the sanity has gone out the window.
So if I want to get your opinion, tomorrow Vornado is going to report quarterly earnings.
Correct.
The Park Avenue project is definitely something that's been hotly debated. Will it remain? How's that going to transpire? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, 350 Park is an important development project for the city. It's going to generate about 6,000 jobs in terms of construction. We're talking about iron workers, unionized steel workers, plumbers, crane operators. This is a very significant impact of value to the city from a jobs creation perspective. When the building is finished, there's about 15,000 permanent jobs. We're talking about security guards, people that maintain the building, cleaning staff. These create immense amount of economic growth for the city. In addition to that, there's about another $2.3 billion expected over 5 years in taxation. This supports the NYPD, the fire department, our teachers, the very basic infrastructure of the city. And then we're supposed to get a park out of this. You know, there's no park in Park Avenue.
Right.
This is a very significant
So it could have been the
value
most
add.
costly social media experiment ever for New York.
All right, we're going to end on this little gem of irony coming from the mayor and the team of socialists around him. So they are saying that IDs will be required for city-run grocery store IDs. So for
Right.
voting, we don't need to show IDs. Somehow we don't care about that. But you want to go into the city-run grocery store, you need to be able to show your ID. How does this work? How do people buy into this when there are two contradicting forces here?
This is illogical. You know, this first occurred during the snowstorm. You remember, if you wanted to shovel and get a job, you had to show 3 IDs. I think it was 2 or 3, I can't remember. But the reality is there's no logic to how the Democrats run their government. This is why we need to have the SAFE Act. We need logic, we need discipline, we need integrity in our electoral system. Our democracy depends on it. We should be shouting from the top of our lungs about the issue of voting ID, because it's such an imperative part of our democratic process. And I come from a socialist society. I got to tell you, I've seen this playbook play out. We've got to have democracy, and we have to have faith in democracy, and we've got to change the trajectory of this country because it's a very dangerous trajectory.
Yeah, from your experience, we were talking about that on the break, just going through it and seeing this playbook, what convinces people that this is not the way? What is the practical change that convinces everyone?
Like a lot of people say, well, he just has to mess everything up so they can see how bad it is. But my thing is, why do we have to do that? We know how it's ended up in other countries.
I don't think we recover as a city if we end up in a situation where the city spins out of control. And fiscally, the city is in a very dangerous trajectory. As I said, you know, the economics of the city, the fiscal situation, where you have the tax base leaving, you have vilification of people who generate revenues and jobs to the city, and then you have this incremental, significant growth of expenditure on the government side. This is not sustainable. When you are making less money in your household, you don't spend more. Yeah. This is illogical. We're going to drive this city into bankruptcy, and the outcome's not going to be.
This is sad to hear. People need to get out and vote.
Absolutely.
It's great to see you tonight, Joseph Hernandez.
So
Appreciate your time.
Appreciate it.
All right.